What's up, YouTube? Crimson Ferret here, back with another episode of Final Fantasy VI Let's Play. We're on episode 4 now, and today I decided to bring in a special guest.
Hey guys, BB here.
BB is, well, how familiar are you with Final Fantasy?
Not this one at all, and none of the other ones except for the MMO that's currently out.
Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn is BB's only real experience with Final Fantasy.
And from what you've told me in past experiences, I guess.
Yeah, I've tried to talk to her about it before, but her eyes just kind of glaze over, and...
Well, there's a lot to take in. I don't know.
But, decided to bring her along today. I'll probably bring her along for other episodes down the road. Just wanted to bring her in today to kind of give an outsider's perspective on Final Fantasy. Maybe she can ask some questions that I wouldn't think to even address, because I'm expecting to talk to people who are already familiar with Final Fantasy as a series and this game in particular.
I do already have a question. The map at the bottom, everything that's unlocked, or is that just the whole map in general?
That's the entire world.
Okay, that's the entire world?
That's all of it.
Okay.
Alright, so last time on Final Fantasy VI, we went through Mount Koltz, met up with Edgar's brother Sabin after taking down Vargas, which was Sabin's rival and training partner, his mentor Duncan's son, who murdered him.
Sorry, Terra was the one who was brainwashed. Which one was the one that brainwashed her?
She was wearing a slave crown, which put her under the control of the evil empire, the Gestalian Empire, as it's called.
Who's in charge of them?
Emperor Gestal.
Okay.
So right now we are just about to make our way over to the Returner's hideout. We're finally going to meet up with Bannon, who Terra has been advised might be able to help her understand her abilities. But it does kind of seem to me that Locke and Edgar have ulterior motives for wanting to drag the only person in the world that they know of who can use magic to meet the leader of the Returners. But without further ado, let's go ahead and move on. You do still have a chance at this point to run into... Okay, he's not here. A Belmadar. Those are the guys, the rhino dudes that can drop the mithril claws for Sabin, which I really wanted to steal, but I just didn't get lucky. So maybe while we're on our way over to the Returner's hideout, we will run into another one and actually manage to steal some, though I strongly doubt it. It's a rare steal, so...
So who are the Returners?
The Returners are a resistance group, kind of, the Rebel Alliance.
Okay.
They're opposed to the Gestalian Empire. The enemies that you encounter here are nothing new. It's the same, I believe it's the same exact enemy compositions you can run into outside of South Figaro before you go to Mount Koltz. So that wasn't really for you, BB. That's for the nice people on the internets.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't really know what I'm talking about, I assume.
My eyes glazed over like you.
Hey, there's our Belmadar. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Edgar here because I want to get these guys confused. I absolutely do not want to kill the Belmadar before I've had a chance to see what kind of steals he's got. Fun fact, just kind of a nifty little thing here. For whatever reason, normally Sabin's Meteor Strike or... my guys turn around again. Meteor Strike or... Suplex, as it's called in the original SNES version, Blitz can't hit enemies that are flying or have the float status on them. There are certain exceptions. Usually it's like some bosses and whatnot. But one of the few weird exceptions that makes no goddamn sense whatsoever is those squirrel dudes, Muse I think they're called. For whatever reason, Sabin cannot use the Meteor Strike on him or on them. There's some theories that Sabin has a crippling fear of squirrels, and they're kind of a squirrel-like creature. So, I don't think there's any official reason. Okay, he's just got a potion. I'm pretty sure if I try to steal from him again, it's going to tell me that he has nothing. I don't know exactly how it works with these guys. I think they only have a chance of having the mithril claw to steal. Yeah, it just says doesn't have anything, so... I tried for like 15 minutes straight on one Belmadar to try and get the friggin' item off of him, but No such luck. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and finish him off. Edgar. If he's even alive now, he's okay. That'll take him out. Alright, well, that was probably our one shot. Oh well. Moving on. There it is. There's nothing up north. There's nothing up north to worry about. There's actually just nothing there. So there's no real reason to walk past the Returner's hideout unless you, for whatever reason, wanted to farm, I guess, at this point. Or, you know, do some, I almost said gathering of souls, but do some XP farming.
Souls. Wrong game.
Yeah, wrong game. The upcoming segment can be a bit difficult, only because you're given an arbitrary restriction that makes it much harder to go through it without a game over. But we'll cover that when we get to it. So here we are, the Returner's hideout. No more random encounters for us for a little bit here. This is mostly going to be story stuff. So I guess if you're only watching this for the action, stop watching, because this is Final Fantasy. There's no action here. It's all story.
Oh, God.
King Edgar, this way, please.
All the story.
All the story.
So it's similar to the MMO, which is basically
Yeah.
all the story.
Although at least that has, you know, action besides.
And you can do side quests and do other things besides, but it's
Right.
basically any MMO.
Now there are a lot of items like hidden around in here, but we'll go ahead and get those later. We have plenty of chance. Yeah, this guy just kind of repeats himself. So, might as well just head in here. Save point up there, but I don't think this old dude's gonna take a swing at us. We should be safe. Bannon, we brought the girl with us.
The girl Tara?
Yes, Tara. I don't know how they managed to tell Bannon that they were bringing her, but whatever. Is she the girl who can talk to espers? That seems like a pretty big logical leap, but okay. Espers? Seemed the Empire had complete control over her. Aw, sad Tara is sad. Carrier pigeons brought word that she wiped out 50 of the Empire's best soldiers in a few minutes. No, that can't be true. That's a much better translation than the original SNES translation. The original Ted Woolsey translation, there she says, no, that's a lie. Which doesn't make any goddamn sense because she knows full well that she has amnesia. She can't remember any of that shit. So this denial that kind of indicates that she doesn't want it to be true makes a lot more sense in the conversation than calling Bannon a liar with no evidence whatsoever. So I definitely like that a lot more. It's a very minor thing, but it just
Seems more natural.
Yeah, it makes more sense. Tara. Bannon, for heaven's sake, she doesn't remember anything. That's also a much better translation. That's nice to see Edgar springing to her defense. Hiding from the truth won't change it. Okay, this conversation I think is completely different. I like it. Perhaps you've heard this story. Once, when people were pure and innocent, there was a box they were told never to open. But one man went and opened it anyway.
Pandora's box? But that was a woman.
Yes, I think that's probably what he's talking about here.
The illusion here?
Yeah. It's very subtle, hard to catch, but I think I think that's probably what it's going for. He unleashed all the evils of the world. Envy, greed, pride, violence, control. All that was left in the box was a single ray of light. Hope. We now confront those evils. And you are that last ray of light, our only hope.
I hate to get all philosophical here, but isn't hope technically the most evil in the world? Because with hope you continue on and you have to deal with more evil.
Moving on.
Oh, that's a theory within Greek mythology. If that's still because it contained all the evils in the world, so wouldn't that technically mean that hope isn't evil as well, since it's in the box?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, kind of makes sense.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to do all that.
Bannon! Thanks, Edgar. That was really contributing to the conversation. Please excuse me. I'm so tired. Talking is really tiring. let me rest for a while.
I can speak from experience. Talking is kind of tiring.
Well, you do enough of it. You would know. Don't give me that.
Give you
You
once.
know it.
I don't talk that much.
All right, so now we have control of Terra again. And she is the only person left in the party. Not that that really matters. Someone important to me was killed by the Empire. I've hated the Empire ever since. Hey, that is an accurate change. In the original SNES release, they censored a lot of stuff in the game. All the religious stuff, which I've already talked about with the Holy versus Pearl thing, as well as some names of some of the stuff later. We'll get to that. But this line of dialogue right here made no goddamn sense and was just completely false in the original translation, because Locke here says, someone important to me was jailed by the Empire. He's talking to somebody that we will learn more about later, or talking about somebody that we'll learn more about later. But the person was killed, not jailed. There was never any jail involved. You get to see the entire flashback of the events that transpired. So it was just a very stupid change that had to be made because of
censorship.
Because of the ridiculous censorship that Nintendo had.
I do have a question. Does the Empire strike back?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Someone important to me was killed by the Empire. I've hated the Empire ever since. I joined the Returners when I realized the Empire was rotten to the core. I wanted to make a difference. But I have no one significant in my life. No family or friends. Much better translation again. That's not entirely true. Besides, I'm sure there are people who feel you're important to them. They are counting on you. Trying to get a little action there, Locke? I don't think now's really the time.
Does he get any action?
This is a Super Nintendo era game.
Hey, you never know. Behind the scenes, he could get some action. I'm not going to judge.
Well, we're not going to spoil anything.
Oh.
And all he does is just repeat his sad tale. All right, we'll go ahead and grab this. None of the items here change later. At this point, we're basically done with that, so we can go ahead and just grab everything willy-nilly. Both willy and nilly.
That's a funny phrase, willy-nilly.
Not Milli Vanilli, though. I don't know if anyone's even going to know what that is. Curious to see if... it's some artist from, I don't know when.
80s?
Sure.
I think it's 80s.
Sounds right.
Maybe early 90s, I don't know.
At this point, to advance the plot, you just have to talk to everybody, pretty much. So, let's go ahead and do that. The only thing I can add is that you can trust my brother completely. He's always been fair and honest with me ever since we were kids. You can trust him, Terra. But don't you dare tell him I said that.
Aw, that's sweet.
Sabin's a very lighthearted character. He and Edgar have a lot of that in common. They're both very much the heart of the party, so to speak.
Dude looks confused over there at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, he's just kind of wandering randomly. We can buy just regular items. Oops, I wanted to actually look at the items. Regular items here and the sprint shoes, which, again, because I have that hold B to dash thing, we don't have to worry about that crap. Excuse me. But, yeah, none of this stuff is really... We've got plenty of potions thanks to Locke's stealing abilities, and we're pretty well set on tents. Eye drops... You know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and buy some eye drops since the darkness status does actually do something here. And they're cheap.
What do eye drops do?
They cure the darkness status.
But not darkness like in Dark Souls.
No, they don't.
What
they
is
don't. They don't
darkness
cure.
here?
It just makes it makes it harder for you to hit with physical attacks.
Okay.
Not in the original SNES version. I've covered that already. The whole evade stat thing being broken. This down here is just a free inn. You can talk to this dude and he'll ask if you want a nap. We don't really need to do that right now, though.
Hey, I'd like a nap.
Okay, we'll have a nap later. There is a funny little thing right here. I'm curious to see what this translation does with it. It doesn't make any sense. It may be a cultural thing. If you stand, I believe it's right here. You have to face this way, okay. Someone dropped a scrap of paper. Now, you can either toss it in the trash or leave it there. This is not an important choice. All it does, as far as I'm aware, I've never actually done this before, is... all it does is give you a slight little extra bit of dialogue in an upcoming scene. That's it. it's not, it doesn't expand the story in any way. There's nothing to it, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there to get the dialogue. If you don't actually interact with it and choose to leave it there, you won't get it. You do have to choose to leave it there after interacting with it. If you toss it in the trash, you just put it in this container, and then it goes on as if you didn't encounter it at all. There is a green cherry in here. We'll go ahead and grab that. That can come in handy eventually. I don't think we'll run into the imp status anytime soon, but eventually it will be an issue. This is Terra's room. Silly. We can go ahead and poke around up here. I believe this has nothing. Okay. Plenty of treasure chests here to grab. Don't want to talk to this guy yet. He can give you an item later, or he will give you an item later. I don't know if talking to him now will ruin that, so I'm not going to. So the air knife, that's a nice new weapon for Locke. Phoenix down, can never have too many of those. And Knight's Code, that's a relic that we passed up in South Figaro. Like I said, that just gives the Paladin's cover ability from previous and future Final Fantasy games.
Now, Phoenix down does the same thing that it does in the Realm Reborn. It revives...
Correct, it revives a downed teammate.
Okay.
Or, well, in this game, undead are healed or are harmed by things that would normally heal. If you use a Phoenix down or a Revivify on an undead enemy, it will just instantly kill them. There's actually an undead boss at some point that you can just kill him instantly by using a Phoenix down or a Revivify on him. Just ends the boss fight. I got an antidote, an ether, and that's not quite all. There is a little secret passage over here, which we will go ahead and run through with a white cape, which is a very nice relic. We'll go ahead and throw that on Terra now. Might as well. There you go. The white cape, probably should have... Yeah, white cape protects from imp and silence. Not things that we're going to be running into in the immediate future, but it does give you a very nice increase to your magic block, your magic defense, and your regular defense, so might as well throw it on Terra. Which I forgot to do. There we go. Okay. That should pretty much tie everything up here. Maybe you don't... You may not actually have to talk to everybody because I didn't see Edgar hanging around anywhere. It was just... No, we still have to. Oh, that's right. Edgar's in Bannon's room. Okay, get in there. There he is. And we'll go ahead and grab this chest while we're at it. It's going to be tough talking you into helping us. If we push you too hard, we're no different than the Empire. So we want you to make up your own mind. Thanks, Edgar.
That's sweet.
Yeah, not very helpful, though.
But that's sweet.
And we get a high potion out of this. I believe that will do it for all the hidden items in here. Sure, let's go ahead and save. Why not? Couldn't hurt. And you can go down... no, you can't go down here. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Spoilers. Very, very minor spoilers.
Oh, you can go down there later, apparently?
Yes. Very, very shortly. All right, so we should be able to go outside now. Yep. Sir Bannon, he went outside a moment ago. And here we go. You know what? Before I do that, I'm in. Okay. Couldn't remember if there was anything in that pot.
Was that important?
It was very important.
Okay.
Have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? Now, it's tempting because, plot, to just say yes right here, but don't do it. Because you get a present when you finally decide to help them. If you say yes right here, Bannon will give you a gauntlet. The gauntlet allows you to remove your shield and use a sword with two hands, which I believe doubles the damage it deals. It's either double damage or 1.5 times damage. That's not bad, but if you say no, he gets sad. Apparently we can freely come and go. We can go back out and talk to him again. Have we made a decision? Will we become his last ray of hope? No. Mm-mm.
How many times
I
do you
thought
have
as much. Wow, Bannon has very little faith. All right. Have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? Fine. Okay. All right, we'll do it. You will? Really? Like a kid in a candy store. But I'm scared. The person who possesses this relic need not fear harm. Please, Terra, I'd like you to take it with you. What is this? A lucky charm. Take it. Oh, wait, okay, I think there's, I have a plan. Please get everyone together in the main hall. Yeah, I believe it's, Oh, I hope I didn't just screw it up. Yeah, okay, this is because we left the paper on the floor here. Who did this? Who left this piece of paper here? Neat freak much? Right. We all know that the Empire is using Magitech power in battle. The point is, how has the Emperor created it? I had Locke look into the rumor that the Empire is forcing the world's finest scholars to study Espers. All the trouble in Narsh is over in Esper 2. You mean there's some connection between Espers and Magitech? I can only recall one thing linking Espers with Magitech power.
The Death Star?
No, the Force.
Oh, okay.
You don't mean... Indeed, the ancient war of the Magi. No, it can't be. Really? You didn't see this coming, guys? My grandma used to tell me bedtime stories about magical machines. Could they have been true? You've seen Magitech armor, Locke. Could that ancient tragedy be playing out once again? It's just speculation, but historical studies have provided a number of conflicting and frightening theories. According to one theory, humans and machines were imbued with powers drained from Espers. That could explain what Magitech power is. So the only way to fight the Empire is fighting with Magitech ourselves. No, that's how the War of the Magi is said to have started. Then what do we do? It's risky, but if we have Terra speak with that Esper, it might just wake up. I wonder if that's wise.
Is it wise?
Who can say? Regardless, we need Terra's help. Terra.
Perfect timing, I guess.
Perfect timing. I'll do it.
But I wanted to do it.
Oh, you can do it too.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure I understand the plan, but what the hey, this sounds like fun. What was that? That noise just now. Emergency! Sir Bannon! Ugh.
What?
South Figaro.
They all look the same.
Well, they're all wearing uniforms.
Oh, okay. That might be why they all look the same.
Also, they're all red shirts. What's going on? What happened? Empire took South Figaro. Coming this way.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Oh, I'm sorry. They found us. We haven't a moment to lose. Locke. I know. Someone has to sneak into South Figaro and slow the Empire down, right? This is right up your alley. Good luck.
They have alleys here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Terra, please wait for me. And please, don't let a lecherous young king, who shall remain nameless, near you.
The Nameless King?
No. His name is Edgar. Locke! Big brother, aren't you ever going to grow up? What are we going to do? We'll escape down the Lete River and make our way to Narsh. I want to see that Esper for myself. Right. There's a raft by the back entrance. It's a gamble, but we're fresh out of options. You're in danger here. Come with us to Narsh. You'll probably even gain some understanding of your own abilities. We've no time to dilly-dally. Let's make for Narsh.
I have to assume that he's not the only lecherous thing in this game.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Alright, so at this point we can just move forward. I did in fact screw up getting that thing. I was supposed to go back inside and talk to the dude that was wandering around in the northernmost room where all those treasure chests were after refusing Bannon twice. If you do that, he gives you the Genji glove. which this early in the game is a huge game changer. It lets you use 2 weapons at once. But unfortunately, because I messed it up, I may not be able to get it. I'm going to go back in here. Stop moving. Give our regards to Bannon. Okay. See if maybe he's still wandering around, and if he is, we'll handle things here. Please, leave for Narsh. Trying to get rid of me? Jesus. Yep, nothing there. Let's go ahead and rest at the inn because we are not fully rested, even though we did sleep in the bed. Right, so here's our first introduction to Bannon as a character. Yeah, level 8. He's classed as a priest. He does have a very useful skill, which is not going to show up on there. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. Can't access his equipment because he's a special guest character. But, yeah, he's level 8. And if in this upcoming segment, if Bannon dies, it's game over. You don't get a chance to revive him, anything. And certain enemies are programmed to attack him specifically at certain times. So trying to keep him alive can be a gigantic pain in the dick. But we will do our best. So what we're going to do here, let me finish resting first. Go ahead and take a little nap. Make sure everybody's in tip-top shape. Locke will not be joining us for this adventure because, as you said, he's going to be headed back to South Figaro to try and do some sort of nefarious stuff to slow down the Empire. You know, I never checked these crates. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop in here. Please still be wandering around. He is. Lete River runs through some underground caverns. Oh, damn. Okay. I missed it. Don't do what I did. What I did is dumb. At least we get the gauntlet out of it, I guess. And there is apparently a cutscene you can get. We've got, this is the fellow that stumbled in all injured and such. I believe it's supposed to be if you stand right here. Yep. Ah, the Empire's invading! Exclamation point. What the? Sleep talking. What a dick. That's it. You can do that over and over again if you are some sort of sicko who likes that sort of thing, I guess. Otherwise, it's a little bit of dialogue that most people would never find. So, that said, we're going to switch around our equipment a little bit here because in the upcoming area... Okay, he's got the Gigas Glove. We definitely want that on him. We're going to give him... Okay, we'll give Sabin the Knight's Code and the Hyper Wrist. He's going to be going all out with his blitzes coming up. And he's, I believe, he's got the most hit points at this point, so we want him to have the Knight's Code so that if Bannon gets low, Sabin will jump in and take some hits for him. And then Edgar, as usual, is going to be our primary source of damage. So we want him with the Hermes shoes so he acts faster. It gives haste to the character that's got it, the Hermes shoes. So Edgar will be taking more turns. His auto crossbow will be a lifesaver. That and the noise blaster coming up. And the Gigas Glove will increase his, his auto blaster, auto crossbow damage. And can't do anything with Bannon. And Terra, she's got the white cape on. Might as well leave that. Don't want to give her the gauntlet because I want her to actually be able to hold a shield, since she's going to be very useful as well. Prevents petrify, prevents poison. I don't think there's actually anything here that can do either of those things. So we'll just leave her with the star pendant. You know what, just in case. Here, have a jewel ring. And yep. Alright. That's it. We're good. Everybody should be optimized. Unfortunately, Locke does take his equipment with him. Oh, I did find out that I was mistaken in the previous episode when I said that I don't think Sabin can equip shields. He can. I just don't have any because I sold my extra bucklers. Okay. Everybody's in tip-top shape. Hopefully we are ready for the challenges the Lete River has to throw at us. Give it another save now that we are fully healed, ready to rock. We are going to be leaving everybody in the back row still, especially Bannon, but since Sabin's going to be doing his blitzes, you don't need to be in the front row, and Edgar's going to be shooting, and Tara's going to be mostly on magic duty, so...
There's rows?
Yes, if you do this, you can put characters in the front row or back row.
Okay.
Front row characters deal normal damage with physical attacks and take normal damage. Back row characters take 50% damage and deal 50% damage with physical attacks.
Okay.
So this is all going to be about trying to stay alive, since in between fights we do not have the opportunity to heal outside of combat. So we're going to have to make good use of mostly Bannon's special skill here. Head toward Narsh, but protect Bannon at all costs. If Bannon is put out of commission, your journey's over. Really, really dislike this part. Now, you do have set encounters here. You're going to get a specific number of encounters in every situation. But go ahead and have him use Prey. That's Bannon's special ability. It's you'll see what it does in a second here. Yeah, it just restores a very large amount of hit points to the entire party. That's all Bannon's going to be doing the entire time we have him, because he's useless otherwise. But yeah, you encounter a set number of fights in this area, and they are chosen from a pool of possible encounters. You have, I believe, 2 times you get choices as to which direction to go. If you go straight or right, you're going to end up with more encounters than you would normally end up with. I believe if you go straight, you loop around to the right side, or if you go right, you loop around again. You can utilize that for, if you need to farm experience, you can just keep looping around until you've gained a sufficient number of levels, but we're going to try and just go for it straight through, which means that we want to stick to the left path. So we should end up with, I think, 3 fights on this path. Okay. This fight, we absolutely want to use Noise Blaster. That wyvern-looking thing up there can be a bit of a problem. Oh, crap. He's turned around. Go ahead and pray. Right, that's 1 down. Absolutely want to keep that Lesser Lopros. Yeah, that's the Lesser Lopros. Turned around if we can, because he can do some serious damage. I believe he's got the Fireball attack, which at this point in the game is pretty painful. Yeah, you know what? Save your mana. Save your MP, rather. Yep, there's the Fireball attack. That'll probably kill them both. Yeah. I believe that will hit the entire party if we get hit with it, so we do not want that. Fire bad. So that was 1 fight. Let's see if my count is correct. Should be... Oh, okay. Never mind. Just the 1 fight. Okay. No reason not to use the save point. Let's get on that. You do have an opportunity to use, tent, sleeping bag here if you really want to, but I think we're in good shape. Bannon's Prey ability should be enough to keep us topped up. Unfortunately, we just don't have much control right here, so... Okay. If we go up, we will loop around again. I believe you go through 3 or 4 fights. You come back to this point after that. So we're just going to stick with left. We may end up getting through here with only, like, 2 or 3 fights. Alright, this gives us yet another save point. Might as well use it.
It's there for a reason.
It's there for a reason. Wow. I don't think I've ever gotten through here with this few encounters. So I guess I was incorrect about the set number of encounters thing. It's, you have a chance for a set number of encounters. So the encounters are partly random, but mostly not, I guess.
Waterfall. Is that a waterfall?
Yeah, it looks like a waterfall to me. There was water, and we fell.
Whee!
And here we go. What? What is it?
Is that Ultros?
That's Ultros.
And how many times do you fight him in this game?
3 times?
3 times.
Game over. Don't tease the octopus, kids.
Isn't he lecherous?
Yes, you'll see that in a little bit.
You gotta love the Japanese in there.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and wait on
Tentacles.
that. Don't bother using auto crossbow or noise blaster or bio blaster. Just auto crossbow the shit out of his face. And we're gonna stick with aura cannon for our good friend Sabin. Now, Ultros has some pre-programmed stuff that he will do in response to certain attacks. This could be bad.
Let me get my bib.
This might be the entire. Okay, good.
Then he goes after the girl, obviously, with the tentacle.
That's just random chance.
No, I know.
He'll go after her right now. If you hit him with fire, youch, seafood soup. And then he responds by inking Terra, which doesn't do jack shit because she hit him with fire. Darkness doesn't do anything. And then he has a random chance of saying muscleheads, hate him. And then he goes after Sabin. I believe those are the only two specific attacks he will do in response to things. We'll go ahead and keep firing on him. Keep prey going. Yeah, the big problem with this fight is just the risk of taking the tentacle attack to the entire party, because that does hurt pretty bad.
Well, he's trying to wipe out the men so he can have the woman. Or does he want them all?
I think he wants to eat everybody.
Oh, eat. Okay. Is that what they call it these days?
Oh, crap. I screwed up my blitz. Damn it. All right. Get your auto crossbow going. Pray your ass off. I think I got it that time. Oh, there's the full party one. Okay, good. We're all set. Oh, Jesus. All right. Prey should handle that. Yeah, okay. That should be enough to get Bandon topped up again. Yeah, the problem is if you get unlucky and Ultros decides to do the full party tentacle and then smack. Oh, there it is. That's all, friends.
Not folks.
Nope.
Oh, we're not in Looney Tunes. Is it Looney Tunes?
I guess we thrashed it.
Is he peeing in the lake or wherever you are?
No, they're looking out for him.
Oh, it looks like he's peeing.
Does kind of.
Looks like.
Well, he's old. I mean, he can't hold his bladder the way he used to. Don't bet on it. It's probably just hiding from us. Ew! Something stuck to my leg. See? There you go. Ultros goes after the chick. Terra, get away from there. It's all right now. 8-armed freak. I'm gonna smash it with a blitz. No, Sabin! Out of my way, brother.
Whee!
He's always been a tad zealous. Sabin? He'll be fine. You sure he's okay, Bannon? You should know better than any of us. Besides, my old man senses told me so. Any moment, he'll flop right out onto the raft.
The raft looks a lot bigger than it did in the...
It's... You just gotta go with it. Seems a little too perky. Huh. Sabin! Sabin! Take care of yourself.
Where did he go?
Up.
Oh.
Sabin! Okay, he went that way.
Bye.
Edgar and Terra race toward Narsh while protecting Bannon. But what about Sabin, who was swallowed by the raging waters? And how is Locke faring after having penetrated the Empire's defenses in South Figaro?
Penetrated.
How old are you?
I'm not gonna say.
Is all going according to plan?
You can't ask a woman her age.
Sorry, you're right. How old are you acting?
I don't want to say. You can't ask anybody that.
Choose a scenario. Cupo. Alright, so at this stage of the game, they do give you a save point, which we're going to go ahead and utilize. And if you hadn't noticed, we are back here with Mog.
Moogles. They're so cute.
And the way this bit works here is you've got 3 separate parties to work with now, each going their own separate ways. You can choose whichever party you want to. You have to do all 3 scenarios eventually. You can do them in whichever order you want. There is a particular order I'm going to be following because of certain items that you acquire during that that scenario, and also just the difficulty of the scenario. ranked in order of difficulty, it's from least difficult to most would be Terra's scenario is the easiest. Locke's scenario is probably the second easiest, and then Sabin's scenario is the most difficult and also the longest. But that is going to have to wait for next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys are still enjoying the videos. I intend to keep on doing them, whether you like them or not. But so far, it seems like there's at least some interest. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The usual stuff. Let me know what you think. If there's something that you want me to address in a future video, let me know in the comments. Thanks, BB, for joining me for this one.
I hope to be around soon.
Well, you're always around in the Dark Souls videos and the Doom video.
But not these.
And I'm sure I will have you in future videos as well. So that's about it. Later, guys.